This day 405 the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you would like to sponsor an upcoming share or more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. It would be very greatly appreciated. This week's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is sponsored by John Abraham. So it should be a schus for his hatzlacha in learning Torah. Today we are doing Siman Reish Ayin Gimel, Steve Test, through Siman Reish Ayin Daled, Sif Hey. Reish Ayin Gimel Test. So we're talking about Kiddush Makom Suda still. About Pisa Kosam Rabbeinu Amar B'Zel L'Shono. This is we're talking about the Kiddush of the Onim, that if you drink a full Rebius, then that's called the Kiddush Makom Suda. And based on Ramah, this Ramah says that Amar or Sandak Yochel Lishto Alfisa Mutter Lamol Sandak Lishtos because Shemil Shabbos Shabbos Shosim Kishir. If they drink the shear, then it's good because then it's Kiddush Makom Suda. I'm not going to tell you because it's given to the child. I go show. Kids are being says to see for a girl and jump. Then before the head, from there words comes out explicitly. The Kavanas Hagonimu Ashias Kos Hakiddush B'Shleimus. That the shit is going to drink the full cup of Kiddush B'Shleimus. Nine Revius, because that's the cup you're holding by Bris Milah. For Vush Kassel comes to going with those Revius Levada Kosher Kiddush. The Vush says to drink a Revius besides the Kosher Kiddush. We skim the other Farsha Shulchan Aruch and the commentator Shulchan Aruch concede that point. Taz and the Bach Varli Rabbah. And the Ibn Oezer rejects their premise. They let the Kosher Kiddush, which is Shas Revius Yatsa. You only need the Revius of the Kosher Kiddush, which is 3.3 or 4.1 ounces. Obviously, according to the whole Lavush, it'd be at least 3.3 plus 1.7 ounces, which would be 5 ounces if you do a little left in a Revius, but it's 2 Revius, and of course it is 6.6 ounces. And so similar according to Halish. This goes. The Emir says, "Kosher tzarich bracha achroina." Who shir chashuv? Anything which requires bracha achroina is going to be a significant drinking. According to that, Kosher Shabbos Einik already fulfills the parameter of Kol Shabbos a time of pleasure. Remember saying number one, "Mami kosher lo shekos." It says, "What's there? Drink 1 cup and 2 cups." With the marashach. Either way, look at it. Im yatsa b'yayin Kiddush Makom Suda yatzbecha. If you eat with wine, Kiddush Makom Suda, there's 1 cup, which is the kiyas for wine. That should be sufficient. If it's not sufficient, what does the second one add on? That makes it more sufficient. It's going to be a difference between 1 or 2 kizaysim a pass. Why would it make it 1 kiddush and 1 suda? Low heave seed, and therefore somebody lies on the goyim not going to the bush, and it suffices with 3.3 ounces, he doesn't lose, which is a nice kula. When the brackets brings down that the grass tavas kachronim, which means because you need 2 revius or at least a revius and below lugmav. He said, but Arukh HaShulchan 6 says grass tavas kachronim. Malani is 19 year commercial kasal, but I think I'm right. Sharatin says the kiddush by shachos you rely on the mekilim. You don't have so much wine. But you should not be mako, and he says even on a second cup night when the kiddush is the raisa, perhaps it's not good enough. Perhaps you really have to have bread or mazonos. Yod Yeshua Shem Kachim. I was told once by one of the briskers that they don't eat mazonos on Shabbos because they hold the shita. I think it was from Chaim Cohen, but then I go to Sashri that Shabbos is koveh, not just in the mitzvahs, but in terms of Korea Suda as well. So therefore, anytime you eat cake on Shabbos, you have to wash on it. So I asked her, so what do you do with a kiddush? You have to eat a kiddush. Either we don't eat, or we do kiddush Makom Suda, dafka on wine. Like the Seitzo, not with mazonos, which according to them doesn't exist on Shabbos. Good. Yes, and those that say Shem Kachim Elon or Haner. You have to make kiddush by candlelight. But the reasons came at Lucas near Shabbos, Chayim cover the Shabbos, since we're lighting count Shabbos is meant because of honor of Shabbos, because Shabbos is Kiddush, prime part of Shabbos is Kiddush, and came in mail, so Kiddush Kiddush, so Kiddush has to be by the light of a candle. Yes, when some say she'ena kiddush told the baner, the kiddush is not contingent on a candle. V'im hu ner b'chotzer, if you have more pleasure to eat in a courtyard, mnei avir, because of the air, or mnei zvuvim, or because I guess the flies inside. Because b'chotzer, you make kiddush in the chotzer, the courtyard, v'ochel sham, and eat there. Abi she'en ruah ner, you may not see the candle. Shaner so enik stav of lo l'tzar. Candles are made for pleasure, not to cause anguish. You have to go and eat in the cramped or dank or the oppressive air. Mr. Burr says that Pilgrim says that it's better to make kiddush in the house and eat a little bit and then finish outside the chutzner. Okay. Rashi says she will not use Arukh HaShulchan says Rashi says she will not use Gedolim or Shem Harbe Shiluku B'toch Halayla. They have to burn into the night. If they only burn during the daytime, however, they birchos b'hanel batol. Rachan the candle is l'batol. K'mash k'sam le'osim neistam b'gimel. Ganeru su'onek Shabbos l'lavad l'achila. Because candles are for the pleasure of Shabbos, not just for eating. Or people should not, it's for light. People should not stumble and they're walking b'chosh in darkness. They should use their houses expansively. And this is obviously works best when you light a candle is at night. But this is only talking about where it's causing great anguish where the candles are. But if not, it's appropriate and a mitzvah to eat where the neiros are. Brackets, I'm going to have Ram Sivkon Yudal, the Kiddush based on this, Eino El Aminah, Eino Tzmeling, Elin Kiddush Kamelot, Sio Ayin Sham. This is throwing back the Kiddush based on this. You can't be owed, say, with it unless you have the specific, less the Chaz and specific kavanah to be motzi. So here, Dr. Minag who Hafech Hadin is the minhag the opposite of the halacha. Not sure why he's making a big deal of this, but the minhag Kaim Kiddush Medina, the minhag is to make the Kiddush because from letter of law. Mitam is baru from the reasons which are given. Stam shalatim or chavin lotzin. Generic shalatim has a minor melty. Chem yesh mishi or chol b'beis hamedrash. They have somebody's eating beis medrash. Or samachlo or adjacent to it. Lama lo yismacha kiddush hashatz. Why should I rely on the kiddush shalatim? Dumani shekera minhag. I believe that is the minhag, and this seems to be out of place to be here. Ayin Reish Dalet. He does not like trembling. So it spells Ra'ad as Arad. Aleph Christina B'Shabbos. Amar Rabbi Abba. I should say Dinei B'Tzilas Abtas B'Shabbos. Breaking bread on Shabbos. Aleph Christina Mishnah. Amar Rabbi Abba B'Shabbos Chayav B'Lem B'Tzol Shtei Kikros. On Shabbos, a person has to make hamotzi and two loaves of bread. The Chesiv says Lechem Mishneh, which means doubled bread. Klamar B'Mon, the Chesiv meaning by Mon says Vayibay Mashi Loktu Lechem Mishneh Shnei Omer Lechon. On the sixth day, they collected double the amount, 2 omer per person. V'hach lechem mishnah miyutar. This word lechem mishnah is superfluous. Tav loktu shnei omer le'echon. And they could have just said that they collected 2 omer for each one, and they didn't have to say lechem mishnah. And so a couple of words seems to be redundancy. Zeh Lashin has to be expounded. Shezeu inyam b'fnei atzmo. This is a separate matter unto itself. V'achei Perushin is what it means. The lamb shul Shabbos ten mishneh, the bread of Shabbos meals should be doubled. Chut isagaki lechem mishneh, double bread. Rabbi Shua on this, Rabbi Shua Omer, lechem kaful, double the bread. Nish zel din terev lo asmachta b'alma. It says it is the halacha of the Torah itself and not just a mnemonic device. The emes hach lechem mishneh b'yuter legamrei. K'mosh k'sam, because these words lechem mishneh is purpose, because it says explicitly that the Shnei Omer Lechot, so it must be coming teachers actually about Lechem Mishnah Shabbos. Wow. So Rav Kana Noki Tarte Batzalei. I saw Rav Kana, he took 2 loaves and he made a batzachar, he made a motzi on one of them. Amar, he said liktuksi, it says gather in plural. Mashal Chiza means to hold on. Ava B'tzia Loksi Mishnah, but by cutting it, it doesn't say It doesn't say it's a lechem Mishnah. It doesn't mention Mishnah that it should be required lechem Mishnah. So you only have to take 2, cut 1. Rabbi Zera Batzakul Sharusa, Rabbi Zera cut bread for the entire meal. Prusa Gdaila, a large piece per person. V'dai lo balo suda. I guess in this case it's referring explicitly him. It's enough for him for that suda. Looks like he's going to find Suda Shabbos precious. He's like chazek to fortify himself. To eat a lot of food. Rashba goes akula sherusa klama shachat shtei chalos. Meaning not they cut for the entire meal, but he cut the entire meal which is on the table at that point, which was he cut both chalos. Keikas of Haigom. So show this is what Haigom writes. Imavarich inish b'Shabbos atarte ubatzal chada k'Rav Kana shapidami. You can make a bracha on 2 and only cut 1 like Rav Kana. That's good. If you cut both like Rabbi Zera, that's also good. That is from the Rav Hagon. I guess quoted by the Rashba. But the Shulchan Aruch doesn't bring it down. He only brought take 2 and cut 1. Mitzvah leave tzah brusa gedola, and then it's mitzvah to cut a big piece. Which suffices the entire meal. Compares Rashi, Ayin Sham. Kachin to be a Ram Perk Zayin be brachos. Perk Lamed be Shabbos. Ram writes as follows, Ayin Sham. Pirush Kanke compares Rashi. I guess we're not quoting Rambam, but Rambam is supposed to have said like Rashi. V'nir Mishnah lo nichelu la'asos machlokes ben Rav Kana and Rabbi Zera. Doesn't make a machlokes between Rav Kana and Rabbi Zera about how many pieces of bread you cut. It says, I guess to cut, yeah. I lost my train of thought that one. Rabbi Zera, Rabbi Kana would take 2 and cut 1. So we said also it says Kula Sharusa. He didn't want to learn that it's going to take cutting both. He learned that it's cutting 1, sufficient for that 1 for the entire meal. Okay? Furthermore, the Rav Kana Medai Mikra, he has a good peak from the inference from the pasuk. The Rak Lok Tu Shnayim, they gather 2. Lo Chatich Shnayim, not that they cut 2. Much Kasam, like he wrote. Voda B'Kolba, heavy Mechilta B'Loshen Zeh. Kolba brings a Mechilta that says, Be'erev Shabbos Yoreh Lehem Amon B'Shnei Omarim. Erev Shabbos, the monies come to him in 2 volumes. 2 measures, 2 volumes. Umika Maimer Asu Shnei Lachim. And from the Arba Omer, on Shavuos they made 2 breads. Echad Mehem Erev Shabbos, welcome with them in the morning Erev Shabbos. B'Hashem B'Lo Shabbos, and the other one after Shabbos. I'm sorry, middle in the after Shabbos begins. Shlishi b'boker, and the 3rd one in the morning. V'arviv emtzim sul shlishis, and 4 one sul shlishis ad kan l'shayna. Rashi b'chiluk lo matzasi zeh. Arukh HaShulchan says, I didn't find this on mechilta. Come l'fnei moyachos chen, nevertheless they had this girsa. It came right Baruch Rav Kahana. It's clear-cut evidence like Rav Kahana. Let's say. Because it's Echo Erev Shabbos of Baiker, Shem Lil Shabbos. Let's skip, yeah. In other words, Shem Lil Shabbos. It says, by the way, 2 Lechamim. Shem Lil Shabbos. Shishu Boker. Oh, yeah. I'm simply not singing. One of them is Erev Shabbos breakfast, where they collected. The second one was on Friday night. The 3rd one was Shabbos day. And 4th one was Shabbos Shabbos, because they're not going to collect any more that day. He says, again, even though it's on Mechilta, nevertheless appears in some versions. It came right, Burim, Rav Kahana's clear-cut evidence like Rav Kahana. That you cut 1 out of 2 chalas, V'chein Nagu Rav there's most of his minute. It says in brackets, Chen Kosava Gras. The Balatiner says the same thing. Gimel, V'Marshal Nohag B'Layla Echad. Marshal's custom at night was to cut 1. Yom Shteikros, and during the day cut 2. Mishum Kavod Yom because the honor of the day, it takes precedence over the honor of the night. Many people are makbid in those bleak northern Eastern European countries. We've that minhag with some generations based on the gra. We've touched time to cut 2 challahs per meal. I don't understand, says the Arukh HaShulchan, this approach. The need that Perush Rabbi Zera. Rabbi Zera cut going Rash. Let's say commentating Rabbi Zera. Sham Rabbi Zera is like they're going to Rashba. They cut a piece into our meal. Come nonetheless. Rav Ashi, Rav Kana, Los Real King. They Rabbi Zera. They're the ones. I'm sorry. Sorry, I got it wrong. They're the ones who said Kula Shusa means both breads, right? So he says, true, they're going to Rashba say that. But the other Rishonim say, Rav Kashi, Rav Kahana say, which are Basroi, that it means that you cut one. Anyway, so negative Rabbi Zera, they're later than Rabbi Zera, should possibly there. But you know, we're going to say the Gam Rav Ashi, Rav Kana, and Chokim Rabbi Zera. If we're going to say they don't argue Rabbi Zera, El Desfile Gam Bechad Yotza, just say, oh, one of them is good enough, but really, perhaps you should do 2 L'chatchila. Whereas, so let's make sure I'm still here again. Come on, Rav Ashi, Rav Kana, Los Real King. Rabbi Zera. Some kind of don't hold this way. They hold this 1 out of 2, and they're the later ones. Gam Rav Ashi, Rav Kana, in Chokim Rabbi Zera. So the Gam Be'echad Yotza, that only but the other one is enough. But the Chatchila, you should do 2. So the Dafka Shtayim. No, why should you say this? The match the Dafka Kamer, it sounds like it's very specific, and even Chatchila to take anyone. The Dafka Kamer, B'nakatate Batzachana. They specifically phrase it, take 2, cut 1. Mediyuk shel luck 2, and they learn from the diuk of luck 2. Kepeish Rashi, like we said. Furthermore, they mitzvah and michal Rabbi Zera. If Shai is that mitzvah and muvchar to do cut 2 chalos Rabbi Zera. Lama lo Rav Kana mitzvah and muvchar. Why did Rav Kana do that preferred mitzvah? Rabbi Zera. Furthermore, Shai mechilta omer sheken asu of saying by midbar. Because it says that our forefathers says they did cut 1 chalo. If I'm not at all sure about this name of the gra to cut both house. It says in brackets about Mukubolim Nagu B'Yud Beis Chalas. We only had 12 chalas. Mo Lechem Apon, just like Lechem Apon, had 12 showbreads. Chayin of a Pri Eitz Chaim Shar Shabbos Perik Zayin, that Rizal. But Ksiv Shoman Asheki Deimo. Well, left field. Obviously, it has something to do with the Sarusa del Sato and my Nukvin, but it says that there is a minute Friday night to to kiss your mother's hands. Now, Abraham was beginning this simon. When we also have to use 2 loaves of bread. The Shabbos, everything which is about Shabbos, Shabbos and Nashim, women and men are equal. Therefore, the right thing to do is to wait for everybody at the table, men and women. Only then, does he cut the lechem mishnah with that. And the Mishnah says that it's appropriate that the Botzeh not to be motzeh with lechem mishnah with that motzi, but also has might be motzeh in the berachas and nanning with the motzi, and it shouldn't make no bracha, which of course would be brova ma'adros melch. But says Rishon Vav Mukam Mishish they call Echad Mem Suv Lechem Mishnah, even though place where each person gets his own role. Come never to leave Nan Noshim ain't there to take Lechem Mishnah. Women don't usually get Lechem Mishnah in these affairs. Okay, so Baal Bais until that's what Baal Bais has to wait to include him his Lechem Mishnah. Chachlit Shnokosh Kosavti Shal Lechem Mishnah Yerak Lefi Nea Baal Bais, and the truth he says Lechem Mishnah will be for the Baal Bais. Fuyam Ting Hashal Kom Sumi Yeshvu, so everybody sits on Shulchan, Anoshim, women, and then make mitzvah of them. Zeh mitzvah with a muvcha. That's the ideal mitzvah. Hey, even beyond gam beyond tzarich lechem mishnah. Kshavos, you have the most requires lechem mishnah. Yisam mechilta. Parshat Aman. Shabbos lo yebo. It says about the money it's not going to be on Shabbos. The Shabbos is here b'shishi. It's talking about no. Shabbos lo yebo. I read the double apostrophes as the single apostrophe. Boys, my tire. Sorry. Shabbos lo yebo. Rabbos yontiv shlo yerbo hamor. The includes yontiv that also Monday come down. The breads have to be whole. V'lo chaser, not missing. The chaser ain't their cover. It's missing something. It's not their cover. Not appropriate honor. Chen shluach burn. So if the mice bit the lechem, and the lechem mishnah use it for lechem mishnah. Larry Simmons kup samaches. These bar previously said the ain lo lechem shon. He doesn't have any complete bread. But yesh lo shtei chatzoi, but he has two halves. They keep something. You put them there through a toothpick. But when she turned mechubot kisholim mamishes, look on the outside like it's real sholim. V'zoy shloli kach dibre muktzil var muktzil chavero. Var muktzil. Wait, so shli kach dibre ha muktzil chavero. Don't take your friend's bread. Make your own lechem mishnah. Don't even just designate for your friend. Ba'avagav the davar. I think it's a mitzvah. But how come the davar the tzarich shlomi atorah or eser vayam mol chibur because you can't take two halves and eser and put them together with two picks. The chibur adam and the chibur connections made by you and be not considered to be connections because the non-betzol perek based laws. Kol kol level as gabi lechem mishnah yisholim that lechem mishnah yisholim ain't on first b'torah it's not explicit in Torah. The gam prusa mikra lechem. I'm not sure. Something seem to be something missing here. It says, "Kam so pay says, go lechem mishnah and refresh the gam prusa mikra lechem." But his last also bread. So my chibur says so that is why the toothpick works. But that's only their cut. I mean, the chasam mamashom af ma'at was missing even a little bit, and Osholim is not it's not perfect. V'yesh lo tzemar those that say the b'chisar k'shir chala leis lamba kamo be'eruf. Siman shin samach vav. If the missing part of the bread is only a small shir chala, this is not a problem. But we don't say this, he says. It's not a comparison. There the reason is because of rivalry and detestation that in other words you have to use shleimim by an eruv so that people don't get jealous. I show Avlam with that say Avlam because sholim. Miyam ain't no shleim kapli them no shleim whatsoever. You can't shleim just take two slices. At least their mishnah, even if it's not the most honored way of doing it.